In the heart of Madrid stands a building with 7 chimneys pointing to the sky, each one a silent witness to a story that has haunted the city for centuries. What if I told you the ghost that walks its halls is not just a legend, but a mystery rooted in the secrets of a king? This is the true story of the House of the 7 Chimneys. Our story begins in the 16th century, during the reign of King Philip II. Madrid was a city of intrigue, power, and closely guarded secrets. A magnificent new house was built near the Royal Alcazar, designed by the famed architect Antonio Silero. This was the House of the 7 Chimneys. Its first resident was a Captain Zapata who lived there with his beautiful young wife, Elena. Their life seemed idyllic, a perfect picture of marital bliss in the bustling capital. But their happiness was tragically short-lived. Shortly after their marriage, Captain Zapata was called to fight in the war in Flanders. News soon arrived that he had been killed in battle. Elena, overwhelmed by grief, fell into a deep despair. She refused to eat or speak, and within months she was found dead in her bedroom. The official cause of death was listed as sorrow, but whispers began to circulate. Some claimed she had been poisoned. Others said she died of a broken heart. Her body was mysteriously taken away and buried in secret, a highly unusual practice that fueled even more speculation. Soon after Elena's death, the first strange occurrences began. Servants and new residents reported seeing a ghostly figure of a woman, dressed in white, walking on the roof of the house. She would appear at night, silently pacing among the 7 chimneys, sometimes kneeling as if in prayer, always pointing towards the Royal Alcazar where the king resided. Her spectral appearances became a chilling spectacle for the people of Madrid, who would gather in the streets below, watching the ethereal figure against the night sky. Who was she? And why did she point towards the king's palace? The rumors grew so rampant that King Philip II himself ordered an investigation. Soldiers and officials searched the house from top to bottom. They found no trace of an intruder, no secret passages, no logical explanation for the sightings. But the ghostly apparitions continued. The house changed hands multiple times, yet each new owner reported the same disturbing phenomena: the disembodied cries of a woman, objects moving on their own, and the persistent vision of the white lady on the roof. The house became notorious, a place feared and avoided by many. The most compelling testimony came from the residents themselves, respected members of society whose accounts couldn't be easily dismissed. They described the figure in detail. A young woman, pale and sorrowful, her movements slow and deliberate. Her presence was always accompanied by an intense feeling of cold and profound sadness. Skeptics tried to debunk the story, suggesting it was a trick of the light, a shared delusion, or even an elaborate hoax. But no explanation could account for the consistency of the sightings over decades, witnessed by hundreds of people from all walks of life. This leads us to the theories that attempt to unravel this historical mystery. The first and most scandalous theory involves King Philip II himself. According to this version, Elena was not just a captain's wife. She was the king's secret lover. Her death was not from grief, but an assassination ordered by jealous figures within the court, or perhaps even by the king to cover up their affair. Her pointing towards the Alcazar would then be an eternal accusation, a spirit demanding justice from the man who wronged her. This theory would explain the secret burial and the official silence surrounding her death. A second theory suggests a different, but equally tragic story. In this telling, Elena's father, a courtier, discovered his daughter's death was not from sorrow, but murder. Fearing for his own life and unable to accuse the powerful culprits, he walled up his daughter's body within the house itself, hoping her spirit would one day expose the truth. Years later, during renovations in the 19th century, workmen did indeed discover the skeleton of a woman hidden inside a wall in the basement, along with a handful of 16th century gold coins. Could this have been Elena finally found? The official outcome of the story is as perplexing as its beginning. After the discovery of the skeleton, the bones were given a Christian burial, and for a time, the ghostly sightings seemed to cease. The house went on to serve various functions, eventually becoming the headquarters for the Ministry of Culture, which it remains to this day. Officially, the case is closed, a historical legend, a footnote in the rich tapestry of Madrid's past. And yet, the story refuses to die. Was she murdered and hidden by her own father? Or is there another, even darker secret that the House of the Seven Chimneys still holds? What we know for sure is that for centuries, a figure of profound sorrow walked among those chimneys, a silent specter against the Madrid skyline. And the reason why remains one of Spain's most chilling and unexplained mysteries. Some questions have no answers. If you want more real unexplained cases, subscribe to Unnoticed Files.